the more Ratnatriya, dear Dharma friends and followers, I myself presenting you on behalf of Vajrayana Federation. I'm Rajendra Man Bajracharya, the on 12th episode of Vajrayana Views and Vajrayana Talk. Till yesterday, from episode 1 to 10, I've got an idea about the Dharma. And the 10th episode is reviewed yesterday. And from today, I'm going to talk, I'm going to discuss, I'm going to give Vajrayana views in Dhamma field. When we say Dhamma or Dharma, Dhamma is Pali and Dharma is Sanskrit. Dharma is a law. Law means which we should follow, which we should not follow, which we should follow or which we should avoid from the happenings. Because of these things, in other way, if I have to say do's and don'ts, what we should do, what we should not do. What we should do, that is dharma, good karma. What we should not do, that is pap or sin. So, because of dharma and pap, we used to get the reward. This is the tools, I think. If we have done good karma, if we are in the bodhisattva karma, we will get reward for to help others again. If we have gone to the path of enlightenment, we should not get reward for getting suffering from these environments. So when we say, and in this 12th episode of Vajrayana View and Vajrayana Talk, today I want to talk about the fourfold noble truth. Chatu Arya Satya. Chatu Arya Satya, the four events, the four scenes, what Buddha have cited before he was a Buddha. When he was a prince and wandering outside the palace, he saw an old man with a stick walking and a dead body carrying for cremation, and women crying because of pain, because of sickness, and a holy man cheerfully walking, wandering. By seeing these four nature of human beings, Prince Siddhartha Gautama thought, why the carrying body is not in movement, no respiration? Why a man taking with a stick, and his body is wrinkled. And why the woman is crying? So Siddhartha Rajkumar Gautama wants to know the truth of these four events or four different persons he saw. Then he left the palace at the age of 29 in search of truth, to know the cause of the four different natures of the human beings. We know that the world is full of suffering. Birth is suffering, old age is suffering, sickness and death are also suffering. But because of inside the palace, the Gautam Buddha, before he was a prince, he had got everything in happiness. His life is passing with happily. He don't know what is suffering, because every good aspect and good environment is created for him. A man full of ether is suffering. When a man is hated, he also feels dukkha, that is suffering. A man to be suppressed from a beloved one is also suffering. When a person dominated by others, we feel sorrow, because till before he is my good friend, he is my good fellow, but now why he suppressed me, why dominated me? To think like this is dukkha or suffering. In the same way, to be vainly struggling to satisfy one's need is suffering. It means we know that when we could not acquire the desired materials, when we can't get the desired incomes, desired person, desired goods, at that time we feel sad, we feel sorrow. That is suffering. In fact, life that is not free from desire, because man, human beings, what he sighted by his eyes, what he heard from the ear, what he feels from his or her nose, what she get taste by the tongue. If everything is good, he feels very happy. If something is torture, pity, then he or she feels very sad and sorrow, feels pain. To have an idea of feelings, pittiness, pain, sadness is suffering. So, if we can, apart from these sufferings, then only we could live happily. Everybody needs, everybody desires with happy life. Nobody like the suffering life. So, to understand the Buddha's fourfold noble truth, we should feel the negative to get the positive one. To understand the brightness, if we have not seen yet the darkness, then we can't see the brightness. We can't feel the brightness too. These sufferings, all the sufferings and cause of the sufferings, human beings are leaded to bad karma, which makes sanskara to again and again rebirth in this miserable world, to get and to go through the sufferings. The cause of human suffering is undoubtedly found in the trace of the physical body and in the illusion of worldly fashion. If these traces and illusions are traced to their source, they found to be rooted in the intense desire of physical instinction. Thus, desire having a strong will to live as its basis seeks that which feels desirable, even if it is sometimes dead. This is called the truth of the cause of suffering. In the world that live, there is only one Satya, the truth, that is, having a birth, we must die. Die is to death is truth. We cannot stop. If desire, which lies at the root of all human passion, can be removed, then passion will die out and all human sufferings will be ended. This is called the truth of the termination of sufferings. If we could walk through the middle path, not having much more desires, not having go through the hard lifeship, it makes us to apart from the sufferings. In order to enter into a state where there is no desire and no sufferings, one must follow a certain path. The stages of this noble path are right view, right thought, right speech, right behavior, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These are a Astangik Marga, a different path to have good life. It makes leading us for the nirvana, and it makes also apart from the sufferings. This is called the truth of noble path to the termination of desire. People should keep these truths clearly in his or her mind, for the world is full of suffering. If anyone wishes to escape from suffering, they must sever the ties of worldly passion, which are the sole cause of suffering. The way of life which is free from all worldly passion and suffering can only be known through enlightenment, and enlightenment can only be attained through the disciple of the noble path. In this way, if we follow the noble path, then it is a good sign that we are on the way to the enlightenment. We are free from getting sufferings. All those who are seeking enlightenment must understand this fourfold noble truth. Without understanding this, they will wander about interminably in the bewildering maze of life's illusion. Those who understand the Four Noble Truths are called the people who have acquired the eye of enlightenment. Therefore, those who wish to follow the Buddha's path, Buddha's teachings, should concentrate their mind on these Four Noble Truths. Truth seek to make their understanding of its meaning clear. In all age, a saint, if he is a good saint, is one understands it and teaches it to others as well. Following the noble path in like entering a dark room with a light in the hand, the darkness will all clearly away and the room will be filled with light. To avoid, to free from the dark, we should get knowledge of Buddha path. We should get knowledge from the gurus. With born, we have no knowledge. We are innocent. To avoid innocently going on the evils and sins, we should get good knowledge from Buddha and Buddha's discourses and knowledge that from our gurus. So, this way, if we know there is suffering, there is also cause of suffering, we could find the root of suffering, and then we should not go through that cause of suffering. These are the Four Noble Truths by which we can walk in the Arishtangic Marga, Chatu Brahma Vihara, and Panchashila, Dasashila, Sataparmita and Dasparmita. Then we can live, then we will be separated from the sufferings. So, Four Noble Truths of Buddha is a preliminary, the first entrance to go free from the sufferings. Dharma friends, today the subject Noble Truth, Four Noble Truths, we describe in Vajrayana views and Vajrayana talk. How you feel? If you feel like, if you can make like and comment, and if you feel it is good for others too, you share it. Don't forget to subscribe me in YouTube, Rajendra Man Bajracharya. This much today. And I want to leave. Bhavatu Sarva Mangalam. Thank you.